Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I want to run you through this adorable little hello card. I am going to make this card tomorrow with the girls at Coffee and a Card in my Rolling Meadows home studio. If you live in the Chicago area, you're always welcome to come have coffee and make a card with us. This card features Stampin Up Quirky Critters. This is the first time I'm using this stamp set and I love it. I can't wait to do more with it. That's the main stamp set, and playing a supporting role is Tabs for Everything and the Circle Tab Punch. You can get these in a bundle right now, Tabs for Everything bundle, and save 10% on both of these products bundled together. I'm also using Everyday Jars framelits just for these fun little gold foil hearts. I punch a bunch of them in advance, and that's a nice little embellishment to have on hand. So that's Everyday Jars. It's this line of hearts die here. It punches a bunch at one time. I'm using the Stitched Shapes framelits, that largest stitched square, and the Layering Squares framelits, the second largest scallop framelit. You'll need a 3/4 inch circle punch. My Stampin' pads for this project are powder pink and basic gray. I'm going to use a nice length of this beautiful Tranquil Tide finely woven ribbon. Got markers from the 2017-2019 in color collection, powder pink, Tranquil Tide, and fresh fig. And then let's see here, consumables for this project. I've got a 4 1/4 by 11 inch card, and it's scored at 5.5. I've got this Fresh Florals Designer Series paper. These are 4 inches by 1 3/4. Then I've already die cut my scallop square from Fresh Fig, my stitched square from Whisper White. I've already punched my circle tab. This is from the Tranquil Tide cardstock, and then you need a scrap of Whisper White to do a little embellishment. All right, let me grab my Stampin Pierce mat and some ink pads and we'll get started. Okay, so I've got my little quail image all blocked up, and I'm going to ink it with the basic gray archival ink and stamp that in the center of that stitched square. And then I have this little scallop circle image from Tabs for Everything. I'm gonna stamp that one in basic gray on our Whisper White. Then I've got the little heart image that's also from Tabs for Everything. We're going to ink that one with powder pink and stamp it in the center of that scallop circle, and then we're going to stamp another one off to the side. Now for this little scallop circle, we've got our 3/4 inch circle punch. We'll punch that little guy right out, and we'll have to fussy cut this little heart. Okay, so we've got that little heart all cut out. Let's color this image. I'm going to take away my Stampin' Pierce mat and bring in an acrylic block. And on the acrylic block, I've scribbled a little bit of the Tranquil Tide, the Fresh Fig, and powder pink. And I'm going to use a blender pen to pick up the color and transfer it to this little quail. So I'm going to grab a little bit of powder pink and I'm going to refresh that palette, pick up the powder pink, and I'm going to start at the belly here and just bring in that color in a small circular motion. And I want the pen to unload as I move in to the center of the bird. And I'm using just Whisper White cardstock here. As long as you don't scrub too much, you don't have any trouble. Need a little more pink. I'm pretty happy with my pink there. Let me grab a little scratch paper and clean off the tip of my blender pen, and I'm gonna pick up the fresh fig. And I'm gonna lightly color in these little spots on the belly of this quail. And clean off the fresh fig. And then I'm going to pick up the Tranquil Tide. Just a little bit of Tranquil Tide there. And I'm going to color in a little feather on her head. Grab a little more so we got a darker concentration at the base there. And color in a little feather on her cheek. There. All right, I'm happy with my little quail. Clean off my blender pen. You want to scribble it till it runs clear. Now to assemble our card, we'll need a snail adhesive. All right, let's get started. We'll assemble our card now. I've got my designer series paper, and I'm going to run a couple of strips of snail adhesive on the back of these. And I'm going to lay them on the card kind of cattywampus, you know, we're gonna go this way and that. Put all the little shell pattern facing up. There we are. And then this guy can be adhered to our fresh fig with some snail adhesive. Now our tab, we've punched out the tab, and we're going to fold in half and add a little bit of snail inside. Then what I'm going to do is run the smallest little bead of multi-purpose liquid along both sides of the tab there. Now, I'm going to, you can see in the sample, I'm going to just slide this tab in between the layers here and adhere down. Next up, some dimensional adhesive on the back of this. We'll use the bigger ones, one here and a few on the back. And while we're at the dimensionals, I'm going to put a mini dimensional on the back of that heart that we fussy cut. All right, all my adhesive is exposed, so let's grab this little heart and we'll bump up the fussy cut one on top of the stamped one. Set that aside for a minute. And now I've got the ribbon. It's still on the roll, but it's going to take about 14 inches to tie a bow around here. And I'm going to thread it into the card. So it's going to loop over, and then I'm going to tie a pretty bow on the front. Looks good. We'll just trim the tails. And this already has the adhesive exposed, so we're going to put it in the bottom right corner with kind of an even margin. And then a bit of multi-purpose liquid glue here on the back of the little heart embellishment that we made. We'll glue that to the tab. And then our last little embellishment, I've got all these sweet little gold hearts. We'll grab a couple of those. We'll add a few dots of multi-purpose liquid glue. And then drop those little foil hearts right into those dots of glue. All right, there it is. I think that's cute. I just wanted to say a quick hello. And that is a quick hello, right? You can stamp those up pretty quick and send them to anybody. All right, if you've got any questions about Stampin' Up, if I can help you with an order, if you live in the Chicago area and you're interested in coffee and a card, email me, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.